Welcome to God Helps. I'm so glad you're here with me today. In today's video, I'm talking about the 7 signs that God is protecting you from evil. In today's society, it is easy for us to get discouraged or at a loss as to what step to take next. What if I told you that there's a way you can tell when God is guarding you from evil? Not just in the spiritual sense, but in your relationships, your career, even when you're making decisions for your family. If you're going through any turbulent waters in your personal life or about to make a tough decision, these signs can be a great comfort to you. Okay, let's get straight into it.
Sign 1. Delays or detours in your plans. Have you ever heard some sort of delay that lasted longer than what was expected? Or perhaps you were having a bad day and you decided to cut your plan short, but then something else happened that led you to change your plans again? These things aren't just coincidences. If you find yourself not being able to meet someone or not being able to take a certain path or not being able to do a certain thing, no matter how hard you try, it's probably not a mere coincidence. God uses delays to protect you from harmful situations and people. If you think you've been getting delayed for a long time, then there's probably a good reason for it. These delays can be frustrating, and you might not even know what to do or where to go. But you should pray to God and ask for guidance. Sometimes what feels like a setback is actually good for you. It might be God's way of protecting you from danger or helping you take a different route that will lead to God's greater work in your life.
Sign 2. Early revelation of someone's true colors. You might pick up on something from their body language, their subtle tells in conversation, or other minor cues that you recognize as a sign of a motive, flawed character, or other red flag. These are things you wouldn't have sensed if God hadn't alerted you. This head start on seeing what's truly going on is a wonderful gift from God and will help you avoid future hurt, betrayal, or trouble. One of my favorite short prayers to Jesus is, "Lord, grant me wisdom to see clearly." Pay attention to these kinds of cues early in your engagement with someone, especially when they contradict what your eyes or ears are telling you. Many people appear to be good and pure of heart, but some of these wolves in sheep's clothing might be trying to worm their way into your life through a seemingly pleasant interaction. These are human flaws that you might pick up on early, not demonic or evil forces. Trust the keener insight God can give you in these moments. If you sense what feels like an off quality about a person, or something inconsistent or strange about a situation, don't be afraid to pause and pray about it. Sometimes the Lord will show you a better way into a relationship or situation than you'd have gone on your own. That's a valuable tool in navigating life's complex interactions and relationships.
Sign 3. Inner convictions. You might feel strongly in your spirit that you shouldn't go after someone or something. You might even feel strongly in your spirit to not do something that seems appealing on the surface. This is not just a gut feeling, this is a spiritual nudge. It's God's protection guarding you from something potentially harmful. Your spirit could be at war with your flesh. You might be conflicted on the inside, but you can't get rid of the bad feeling or uneasiness. Even through there, you could be full of logical reasons for you to proceed, but pay attention to your spirit. Sometimes the Holy Spirit will be at work in you, giving you this conviction. When you feel this way, take a pause, pray about it, what you're feeling, then proceed. Don't rush into something that goes against strong inner feelings. Take time to seek God's guidance and wisdom. Not all opportunities and relationships that seem good are good for you in the long run. This conviction is often God's way of turning you around and keeping you from situations or people that could lead you astray or cause you harm. While the danger might not be obvious, God can protect you from it. Sign 4. Warnings through others. God often uses people as his messengers to warn us or to get us back on track. Throughout the Bible, we see numerous instances of God's intervention through human messengers, such as God sending Moses to warn Pharaoh about the plagues that would come if he didn't free the Israelites. Be attuned to the people in your life when you hear the same warnings from multiple trusted voices. These warnings could be from friends or family, from a mentor or coach, or even a complete stranger who just has that feeling that they might speak up and share insights with you. If multiple people consistently express concerns about a person's situation or decision you're considering, don't ignore these warnings. It could be God using these people to warn you away from danger or to get you back on track. Sometimes these warnings from others may push back against your own plans or desires. It can be hard to accept these warnings, but if you are able to be more humble in your reception of this kind of advice, this could be God's way of protecting you from something misguided. Use these warnings as opportunities for prayer. Ask God for clarity and the wisdom to make the right decision. Sign 5, harmful intentions turned to good. Perhaps the most reassuring of the signs that God is with you and protecting you is when the very situations that were intended to harm you turn out for your good. This is illustrated in the story of Joseph in the Bible. His brothers plotted to do him harm, but his eventful end brought blessings to his family. Perhaps you have experienced the same in your life. People's negative actions or seemingly disastrous situations give way at some point and turn out for the better. Sometimes the turnarounds in these situations are so remarkable that they can be attributed only to God's work. A job loss is followed by a better career. A relationship breakdown brings us out of a toxic situation. A business fail, but then we are able to do a better launch. When we experience situations where circumstances that seem to be working against us turn out for our good, that is God's work. We know that our lives are in His protective hands. These turnarounds not only save us from harm, but often put us in a position to experience more growth and success than we imagined. Sign 6. Unanswered prayers and rejection. God's protection can also manifest itself in the form of unanswered prayers or rejection. If you're persistent, prayerful about something and continue to hear no, it's possible that God is protecting you from something you don't see, or that He's redirecting you to a better path. This can also be true of no's and rejection in other areas of life, such as relationships, jobs you applied for, opportunities, etc. What might look like heartbreak or disappointment in the moment is actually the protection of God shielding you. He sees what you don't, and He knows what you don't. If you sense that you're in a season of persistent no's, see it with faith and gratitude, and learn to lean into it. In fact, take this opportunity to prayerfully reflect on why you wanted what you asked for in the first place. It's a wonderful opportunity to grow in patience and faith, as well as to become more aware of your motivations. Sometimes, in hindsight, you'll look back on these moments of closed doors, the no's, the rejections, and see how they were actually moments of protection and redirection for your life. Sign 7. A sense of protection from the unseen realm occasionally in your life may feel supernaturally safe or protected, especially in dangerous situations. The Bible talks about how God sends angels to protect the faithful, and many Christians report feeling like they are supernaturally protected in times of need. This might feel like an unexplained peace in the midst of distress, or a sudden urge to avoid a certain place or situation, or a physical sense that you're being guarded by God from harm. You might find yourself narrowing to avoid car accidents or other dangerous places, or encounters in ways that seem more than a mere coincidence. Even if we cannot see the spiritual world, these experiences remind us that God is consistently watching over our lives. This divine protection extends from physical dangers to spiritual and emotional danger too. When you feel supernatural peace or lack of fear in difficult circumstances, recognize that as God's supernatural protection and thank Him for His watchful care over you. So recap, the 7 signs of God's protective presence come in a variety of forms at different stages of our lives. Delays in plans, early character revelations, inner convictions, warnings from others, harmful intentions turned good, unanswered prayers, and a sense of unseen protection. Be on the lookout for these signs in your life. God knows more than we do, and His ways are for our good, even when we can't figure out how or why. Be discerning. Keep an open heart. Hopefully, you can see that God is covering you and protecting you, and it will help you with your faith and moving forward. Thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, and share. God bless you.